I feel like I've been gone for so long, which I really have. What has it been, like a month or two? I don't know. But I hope that y'all been safe. I hope that you guys have just trying to be at peace. I feel like it's kind of been a shift going on. Like this last kind of couple weeks or whatever was kind of chaotic, kind of a lot, but I do feel like as time has progressed, it just feels lighter. I feel like I'm stepping into a lighter energy, and I'm sure that some of you all can relate. I know some of my friends can, like, boy, we was going through it, and then, like, a couple weeks passed, and then it was like, I feel good today, don't you? I feel good every day. It's always a blessing to be alive, but let's be real. Every day is not the best day. You know what I mean? But anyways, that was a 1 minute introduction. I want to talk to you guys today about saying no. And saying no is definitely something that I've struggled with, like even as a child. And I think that there were certain situations that I was kind of victimized in where I didn't necessarily, I was never asked, you know what I'm saying? Yes, or I didn't get the opportunity to say yes or no. And with that being taken away from me, it kind of just made me feel like I shouldn't say no at all. You know what I mean? Because I didn't even get presented with the choice. But anyways, I kind of made that connection, and even, as I've been entering my adult life, I'll be 20 at the end of this month, period, save the date, period. As I'm entering my adult life though, like, I feel like I kind of be struggling with saying no sometimes. Like, I know that I've definitely been a victim of people pleasing, and I'm sure that if you're watching this, so have you, or you know somebody. Everybody has been in a situation where they have wanted to say no, but they said yes. And what is that? That is people pleasing. That is self betrayal. That's not doing what you really want to do at your core. It's not selfish. You know what I'm saying? We all are presented with choices, and we all have the ability to choose whatever we want. So I just kind of noticed that I was just struggling to say no when it came to certain things. You know what I mean? And I think that, I really did have to take a minute, and I had to pause, and I had to reflect. And I had asked myself, like, when did this self-betrayal begin? You know what I mean? Because it could seem like, it's small, but I just was like, I'm tired of saying yes when I really want to say no. Or sometimes it's not that I want to say no, but I need to say no. You know what I mean? In order to prioritize myself and put myself first. And as human beings, there's only two ways that we act out of: either fear or love. Every other thing can be categorized under that. Like, for example, if somebody is, quick to go off, or say somebody has an anger issue, you can definitely say that, they're not acting out of love, they're acting out of fear. Somebody who's really defensive, they feel like they always, need to be at your throat. They're coming from a place of fear. Why? I feel like I need to defend myself. Why would you need to defend yourself? Because you're in harm or danger, right? I'm not going to go too deep on that. I'm going to bring it back home, okay? Because y'all know I will trail off and I will get lost. But I realized that I was saying no because, I realized that I wasn't saying no because a lot of times I was afraid of what it would do to my relationships, how people would react. And it's not necessarily like about being like scary, but it's about thinking, just not wanting conflict, you know what I mean? And just kind of wanting to make everybody happy. And I'm learning the older that I get that it is impossible to please everybody, period. I know somebody who said when they were heavier, right? People was like, oh, you need to lose weight, you too big. And then when they lost weight, it was, oh, you sick, you too skinny. So that just goes to say, goes to show, like, no matter what it is, people gonna have something to say. No matter what it is, people are, everyone's not gonna agree with you. You know what I mean? And God has really just been taking me through this whole thing where he's been showing me the importance of saying no. So first of all, I was listening to Pastor Teray, which you guys need to tune in if you haven't. And he said 90% of the time, I just got a phone call, that's what I was looking like. But 90% of the time, our answer should be no. And he was like, I know that sounds like really extreme, because it's like, dang, 90% of the time. But he went on to say, here's why. When you're not always saying yes, the value of your yes goes up, right? If every time you invite me out, I'm saying yes, you always gonna think I'm gonna say yes every time you invite me out, right? So then maybe when I do say no, it's like, dang, but I don't know where I was going with that. But what I'm trying to say is, if people know that we're gonna flip the scenario. If people know that you're not always gonna say yes, they're gonna value the times that you do say yes, right? They're gonna know, like, oh, she don't usually say yes, so let me, this is rare and this is important and it holds weight, right? Because I know that this isn't something that I can just get anytime I want, right? So not only does it increase the value of your yes, but if you're saying yes to everything, let me explain something to you. Everything that we do takes energy. This just took energy to lift this bracelet up. This just took energy to lift this notebook up. I can do this all day long. Am I super depleted and finna pass out and hyperventilating because I lifted a notebook up? No. But think about it. Throughout your day, you do different things. You get up, you brush your teeth. You do this, you do that. You clean up, whatever, however your day goes. You hold conversations with people. You know what I mean? You get in your car, you drive, whatever you do, you walk, whatever. All of that takes energy. And can we agree that when we've had a busy day, by the end of the day, we'd be like, boy, I had a long day today, I'm tired. Why? Because there was an output of energy. And it wasn't necessarily just one thing, you know what I mean, that just had you like, ooh, I'm tired. But it was an accumulation of different things that you did throughout your day that caused you to lose that energy. And of course, when we eat, we do things like sleep. We recharge and we take care of our bodies and we're able to go out again. So even sometimes after hanging out with people, having certain conversations, going out to certain places with other people or whatever, you will notice that, I'm sure that you guys have noticed, like, sometimes you're tired. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm tired. Like, I've been out because you were even talking. This is taking energy from me right now, but it's for a good cause. But that's what I'm just saying. Like, so we have our priorities, and then we have things that, are optional, I guess. We get to choose everything, but, there's your priorities, and then there's just etc., extra stuff, miscellaneous, right? And if you are a person who has a hard time saying no, like I've been, there's been times where I've said yes, right? I've overly committed to different things, right? And a lot of times they weren't necessarily things that were of importance to me, but then there's that guilt that kind of sets in, like, even there's been times like, well, you can do it, so why won't you? You know what I mean? Because it's like, I'm just going to throw myself like a sacrificial lamb at the expense of me. And what I had to learn is that you cannot pour from an empty cup. If I'm saying yes to everything that everybody else needs from me, but I'm not, like, if I'm saying yes to what everybody else needs from me, how much energy am I going to have left to do what I need to do for me? Think about it. So even with being your best self, right? Presenting your best self, you need energy. You need the energy to do that. It takes energy to get to that place. It takes energy to maintain that. Not only do you deserve the best version of yourself, but your friends, your family, whoever, your job, you know what I'm saying? The people that you interact with, they all deserve the best version of you. So it's unfair. You're putting everybody at a disadvantage. And sometimes we think like we're really helping people. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, whatever, like, I'm going to do it, right? But in a sense, we're holding people back sometimes when we're saying yes, right? Because number one, you become the yes man, and then you're holding yourself back. So it's a lose-lose situation for everybody involved sometimes. You know what I mean? And I also want to talk about committing to things or saying yes to things that we don't necessarily really want to, and then holding kind of a resentment towards that person later on. You know what I'm saying? That they don't even know about, but you just saying yes, yes, yes. You a yes machine. You ain't said no since. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know what to say. Like, it's just ridiculous. And that's been me. Like, a lot of times, like, I'll say yes, and then I'm like, oh, God. You know, you start complaining. You're like, dang, why did I say yes? I wanted to say no. But recently there was a situation where I wanted to say no and I couldn't find my voice. And so instead of just saying no right off the back, I kind of said, I don't know, you know? And when I said, I don't know, that person kept going, right? They kept kind of trying to close in on me to say yes, right? So some of me was like, you can't say I don't know, that like that ain't gonna work. And so I said, well, I don't know if I have the energy for that right now. And what do you guys think they did? They shot a rebuttal back at your girl, right? They went around it. And I'm like, okay, that's not gonna work either. And so finally I just said no. But I went through different stages before I got to that no. Even though it was just one conversation, like this was just like within a matter of minutes. You know what I'm saying? My brain jumped from these different things. And in the midst of me trying to make a decision, I'm sure you guys know what it's like when you have this choice or you have that choice and you're kind of being like pulled, like devil and the angel, whatever they say, right? I felt a part of me trying to convince myself to say yes, even though I knew that I didn't want to say yes, right? That's so odd. And so a part of me was like, well, look, you just do it this one last time and then da-da-da, right? But I'm like, I got to slow down, because the other part of me was like, Janiyah, if you say yes to this and you don't want to say yes to this, your self-esteem is going to take a hit. Because every time that you say yes when you really want to say no, that is an act of self-betrayal. I'm sure you guys know what it feels like to be betrayed, okay? That's one of the most painful things you can go through. Like, there's many different types of betrayal. I'm sure, you know, like cheating, you know, people not being loyal to you, whatever it is, right? And we go out and we like, you know, I don't mess with two-faced people. I don't mess with people who, you know, I gotta watch. Are you two-faced? Do you have to watch yourself? I don't mess with people who I feel like I can't trust. I'm talking to myself right now too, but it's like, do you trust yourself? And here's the thing. Trust is built through consistency, right? So if you want to gain a person's trust, you have to be consistent. If you want to gain your trust with yourself, you have to be consistent with yourself. And so if you don't trust yourself, ain't no telling what you're going to do. Ain't no telling what you're going to agree to, because you can't trust that you'll put yourself first and have the strength to say, you know what, I can't do that. Or you know what, no. If something is causing for you to sacrifice yourself, it's okay for us to help others, obviously. You know what I'm saying? And I know that a lot of us have good hearts and, you know, we want to help people and we want to be a blessing to other people and all of these different things, right? But at the end of the day, when you neglect yourself, you're neglecting the real issue at hand. Regardless of what they need. You really have to sit and ask yourself, like, why am I so willing to neglect myself at the expense of other people? And that's a question that only you have the answer to. And a lot of people aren't going to be able to ask themselves that, let alone answer truthfully. You know what I mean? And that's not even knocking them. But it takes a certain amount of strength. Just like it's been so many times that I've been weak and I've said, yes, when I want to say, no. So it's something that we all deal with, and we're humans. And that's why I'm here, to encourage somebody, whoever you are through the screen, like, it's okay to say no. And unfortunately, until you get the strength to say no, you're gonna keep feeling that feeling. Like, you know what feeling I'm talking about. Like, your self-esteem taking a hit. Like, dang, like, I really didn't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? Whether you felt pressured or, you know, from them or just from yourself. You know what I mean? To come through for them. And so Martin Luther King said, you are responsible not only for what you do say, but also for what you do not say. So how I said you can hold resentment towards people over a choice that you made, you're responsible for that. You can't blame anybody but yourself at the end of the day. And that takes a lot of work, but it's a marathon. It's never a race. It's never something that you're going to get overnight. Think about it. Like somebody who smokes cigarettes, for example. If somebody been smoking cigarettes for 20 years, they're probably not just going to go cold turkey and just stop flat out smoking, right? They always say it's best sometimes that you slow down, right? Slow it down, so you can slow down on saying yes, you know what I'm saying? You can just slow down, right? You can be more mindful. You don't have to say yes to everything. And as you continue to do that, work on yourself and learn what self-love really is, because at the end of the day, you have to love God with your whole heart, and then you have to love other people the way that you love yourself. And when you study the love of God and when you really get it down and you have a true understanding of what it is. And here's the thing that I just recently heard from Shannon Yvette. You guys should check her out on YouTube. She says everything has to pass through the filter of how you view yourself. Even God has to pass through the filter of how you view yourself. So if you're very hard on yourself, if you don't trust yourself, you know what I'm saying? If you hold a lot of unforgiveness towards yourself, whatever it is, if you view yourself incorrectly and lower than what you really are, which will be incorrect, then you're going to distort God. You get what I'm saying? You're going to view God incorrectly. You're going to view his love incorrectly. If you don't know how to love yourself properly, when you think about God, because it has to pass through the filter, you're going to think about a harsh God. You're going to think about a God who's based off punishment and who's judgmental. Why? Because you're hard on yourself. Because you judge yourself. Because you constantly punish yourself. You know what I mean? And so the same with other people. Like, people only mirror the standards that you set for yourself, right? How you going to ask somebody to be consistent with you and you're not even consistent with yourself? So in order to get to that point where you're able to say no and stand in your no and honor and respect yourself, because I'm telling you, bro, you're going to feel a lot better when you learn how to just be like, no, when you learn how to honor what you truly want. And here's the thing, because I said that fear was standing in the way of me saying no a lot of times. Sometimes you gotta tell people no just to see what their reaction is gonna be or how they're gonna respond to you. Because I'm like 2 minutes left on my video. That was Grandma Play, guys. She doesn't want to make an appearance right now. It's all right. But I'm just letting you guys know. Sometimes you have to tell people no, because sometimes the only reason why your relationship even is still intact with that person is because you always saying yes. So if you can only be my friend, you get what I'm saying? If we can only have a meaningful relationship when I say yes to you, then what we have is not real. And it doesn't matter. So you will see people's true colors when you start to say no and put yourself first. Okay? And you cannot be afraid to lose what's not meant to be around anyway. It's like revealing, you get what I'm saying? It's like you will experience like a revelation. You will start to see things for what they truly are. And the people who love you and who can respect you, guess what? They're going to respect your no, and they're still going to love you the same. You know what I mean? Because you can't be there for everybody if you're not there for yourself. So, what is it, Thursday? Grandma Flay says, it's Thursday and tomorrow's Friday. Feel Good Friday, baby. And look, let me tell you something. Say no to something that you don't want to do. Okay? But seriously, like, I love you guys so much. And I don't even know all of y'all who watch. My 15 viewers, whoever y'all is, guess what? Y'all gonna be with me when we get to 15K. Okay? And guess what? In order for me to build trust with my subscribers, I gotta be consistent as well myself. Okay? This goes every which way. Trust is built through consistency. Hey, look at my shoulders. Hey, let's get it. What you got to say about that? Let's get it. What do you have to say about saying no?
That is the best answer. Not always yes. You definitely have to tell people No. Do I look like a yes ma'am all the time? No, sir.
Do I look like a goofy? Because let me tell you
No,
something.
sir.
No, sir. Okay? That ain't me. But yeah,
I'm getting on your page.
like I was saying, I love you guys so much. And I pray that you guys be encouraged. And let me tell you something. Have the courage to do what is hard. You guys know what? Oftentimes, the right decision is the one that you don't really want to make. Okay? So really take that into consideration. And when people ask you to do something, when people ask you for anything, think about if you are at a place to give that. You know what I mean? And if you're not, don't agree to that. Because in the end, you going to be the one burnt out. You're going to be the one depleted. And you're going to be looking at everybody upset that they asked you to do X, Y, and Z, but your mouth works. And you could have said no. I'm not in a position to do that, and I'm sorry. But I can't. I got to show up for myself right now. Because if I don't show up for me, I dang sure can't show up for you. Okay? And if I love you, I want to give you the best version of myself. So take some time to do some self-work, some self-evaluation. Get on Pinterest, you guys. Pinterest has a lot of stuff for self-development. I'm going to put my Pinterest in the comments so y'all can follow me. And I got like a lot of boards, but I love Pinterest. When I do my social media breaks, I just keep Pinterest and I keep my feed with like workout videos, meal prepping, just all kind of stuff that can keep me encouraged. So I love you guys so much. Happy Thursday. Tomorrow's Feel Good Friday, like I said. And let's get it. Let's go. Word of the week is no. Peace.